And welcome back to the Weekly Tech Rant with me, Jay.
And me, Karl.
And it's episode 235, if I've got my numbers right. Right, we're back. And well, what a week in tech. And some weird stuff as well. So we got an interesting lineup this week for you. We're going to talk about Trump Phone Ultra. Yeah, you heard me correct. We haven't even got the Trump phone yet, but we're going to go Ultra instead, because, why not?
Why not?
We're going to talk about new processors coming for chips. Nvidia stepping into the ring with AMD, Intel, and Apple. AirTag 2 launched this week. Came out of the blue, didn't it? Really, we didn't expect AirTag 2 to come out anywhere, but AirTag 2 has come out of the blue. We've got Apple potentially going to talk to Intel for future iPhone chips, which is something we talked about a little while ago, didn't we? When it was rumored. But it looks like it could be real. Forza 6 launches in May. And the Tech Right Rumour Mill has got a couple of tasty little tidbits in there, which we'll come to in just a minute. But let's talk about this Trump Phone Ultra then, shall we?
So we spoke about the T1 or the lack of T1 last week, didn't we?
Lack of T1.
The Democrats are pushing the FTC to investigate, basically the T1 hasn't shipped yet and they've taken all the money, but that's never going to happen. But in an interview with Don Hendrickson, a Trump mobile executive, a T1 Ultra is in the works, apparently.
Oh, come on.
Well, surprisingly, the T1 Ultra aims to build on the success of the original T1.
Hang on a minute. How can he build on the success of...
Although it was successful taking a lot of people's money.
Yeah, fair point.
Nothing for it. So, yeah, I suppose by some metric that is a success. Unsurprisingly, though, like the original T1, we still have no idea on the actual specs of, that will ship in this thing, because they've put out specs for the T1, haven't they? They're rather generic, and but yeah, who knows what you'll actually get until it ships. But they have said though that this will have enhanced performance and upgraded features, and it's still going to be American proud design. Not made in America though. We're definitely not doing that now.
I mean, it's the ultimate bait and switch, isn't it? It's like, here's a phone you can't buy, but here's a better one you still can't buy, isn't it? It's like...
Now give us a $200 deposit rather than $100 deposit.
Oh, God. I was reading an article on Android Authority about this. So I was doing a bit of research on it, and there was one of the reporters there who'd put down $100. I was like, oh, God, he had to be a reporter. It was 7 months ago. Obviously, he still hasn't done anything. And apparently, it was quoted as saying he ordered it for professional reasons. And they put in brackets, they put, I think. But yeah, you're right. I mean, where does this come from? I mean, in what reality do you announce products you don't actually ship? Oh, that's right. In the world of Trump,
the current American reality, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like you say, there's no word on how many people have pre-ordered, but like if it's into the several thousands of $100 a piece, then you've got a nice little.
Weren't they alleging 600? Sorry, excuse me, 600,000 people had pre-ordered.
I mean, that's not bad, is it?
Yeah, I mean that is a success for someone.
What's that? 65 million, if my maths is pretty good.
Yeah, something along those lines. Yeah.
I mean, that was literally me guessing. So 65 million for a little bit of Photoshop work.
So it's a little bit of Photoshop several times. Remember?
Oh,
one was an iPhone, one that was S25.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, but I mean, look, if I'll sit here and fiddle around with Photoshop and
we can slap up a dodgy looking website, can't we? To go
I can do that.
A bit of a payment process, 65 million, sure.
I mean, the initial outlay on that payment process has been recouped several times over, isn't it?
Oh yeah, God yes. So there you go, guys. Queue up to get your T1 Ultra whenever that's officially announced. Yeah, and good luck getting it.
So the one thing I missed there was, can we actually pre-order the Ultra, or is it just
no? It's not yet. It's not been officially announced yet. This is just one of their executives talking, saying they're working on a T1 Ultra.
Oh, so pure vapor. This is even more vaporware than the other one.
Even more vaporware. Okay. Yeah. You can't even throw money at this.
You can't even throw money at this one if you're that daft. Yeah. Oh gosh. Oh well. Yeah. It depends. I guess. What's it you like to say? Is it there's nothing easier parted than a fool is money, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So they may be able to do it twice.
Well, do you know what? There will be some people out there who will go down that road and will definitely have their wallets parted from their. Well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Moving
on that
swiftly on from that one, I
on
think.
that little diversionary tactic, then let's talk about Nvidia then. And
Yeah.
Nvidia have made an announcement this last week. Well, rumors around this last week that they are looking to enter the kind of CPU space for like that's dominated by Nvidia, not Nvidia, Intel, AMD, and of course Apple, into the
Yeah.
laptop space. Well, I mean, it kind of
Yeah.
makes a bit of sense, but it
Well, we
doesn't
spoke
make sense.
about this. I don't know. Was it last year or was it the year before? We definitely spoken about the N1 and the N1X before. So these are the code names for Nvidia's ARM-based chips. Okay, so but apparently, a claim from DigiTimes. So take it with a pinch of salt. They're not the most reliablists, but first quarter of 2026, we should see the N1X chip
Well,
in
that's
a
like now,
laptop.
isn't it?
So sometime February, March, next 2 months. And then we should see in quarter two, we should see two more variants, which I'm presuming is probably the N1 and maybe a faster variant of the N1X. It's not clear yet. And then they'll apparently work a lot on a second generation N2 for the end of 2027. But yeah, we were allegedly meant to see these chips before Christmas. Uh, but it's speculated that these have been delayed due to NVIDIA fine tuning, but also waiting on Microsoft to release Windows 11 26H1 that has a load of optimizations and upgrades for ARM-based
Okay, yeah.
chips. Yeah. Look, I'm still interested. This is allegedly meant to have the equivalent number of cores to an RTX 5070.
Will it have a 5070 cost?
Wow, current RAM, quite possibly. I don't know. Look, it's going to be interesting to see. I'm all for a bit of competition. Especially when it's basically just in the Windows space. It's basically just AMD or Intel, isn't it? So it's always
Yeah,
good to see some
exactly.
competition there. Now these have been explicitly stated as laptops. I would be interested to see what the desktop equivalent looks like when it arrives, or if it arrives.
I mean, look, I think as you say, when we talked about this before, we were saying how Nvidia could, this isn't like a random company that's stepping in, like or one like Qualcomm or somebody who has not necessarily had success before, or MediaTek where they've had
Yeah,
plenty of success, but it's been low powered, hasn't it? Kind of
yeah,
stuff. In theory, Nvidia, if they got this right, could really upend the mobile CPU space, couldn't they? Really, with their success from the GPUs and all that kind of stuff. But can
yeah.
they pivot? That's the question.
I
Can
don't
they
know.
pivot?
It's funny you mentioned MediaTek actually, because from what I'm reading, this looks suspiciously like the Spark, the DGX
Oh,
Spark,
okay.
which has MediaTek CPU chips in it, coupled with obviously NVIDIA's GPU chips. So is it still actually going to be MediaTek in this, really, or licensed from MediaTek, or in collaboration with MediaTek? I suppose we won't know until the official announcement comes out. But I suspect they've probably still got a hand in it.
Maybe you're right there, but I mean, either way, let's be honest. If you got a single sock that had Nvidia slash MediaTek CPU that ARM, so it's going to be efficient power wise. It
Yep,
came with the same GPU capability spec as a 5070,
yep,
but without the additional problems around heat transfer and all that kind of stuff.
yep.
I mean, that gives Apple a run for its money in
And a
theory.
nice power saving laptop. Yeah, I mean that would be interesting, definitely.
I mean, I'm all for it as well. And you look at the M chips, and we know the M chips do well. We know they're powerful. We know
Yes.
that they are able to, really provide great gaming capabilities, great onboard, processing. But because it's Mac, you don't really get to see the true power of it, do you? But
No.
in the Windows world, Nvidia, Nvidia own that space effectively,
Yep.
and gaming and that kind of stuff. I mean, we're all for a small gaming laptop, aren't we? A decent small gaming laptop.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
but battery power and all that kind of stuff has always been the problem, isn't it?
It has. It has. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've got a Zeus gaming laptop. It's 14-inch, so it's fairly portable, but it's still a little chunky. It does get hot. What's that got in it? That's got a 50, no, a 3070, no, 3060, 3060, I think, in that one. When it's plugged in, it works lovely. Not so great on the battery.
No, and that's the problem, isn't it? The battery ggets absolutely hammered.
Yep. Yep.
and you kind of like, oh, do I really want to be doing that? And you can't think, and you think, oh, I'll play some games, whatever, I'll play some, but then, like, say, your battery, oh my god, I've only been running this for 3 minutes.
Dig out the giant brick of a charger and plug it back
Yeah.
in again.
Whereas my M4 powered Mac, I mean, the other day I was off battery for 7 hours.
Yep.
Okay, granted, I wasn't gaming. I'll stress that, but I was working throughout the day, SaaS applications, email on thing. Best part of 7 hours. So I can't really complain in that side.
No, not at all.
So yeah, look, I'm interested. I am genuinely interested to see what goes here. Well, given that we need a bit of competition, it needs to be actual competitive. We haven't really seen the Qualcomm. I don't know. I want to. It's probably unfair, but I would say I don't think Qualcomm really have challenged AMD and Intel, have they?
No, look, the
Despite,
reviews I've seen are good. They've got another part of this Microsoft update is better support for the new X2 version of it. So I've not seen any reviews on that yet, but I suspect it'll be better than the X1 version. And I think for most people, it's probably fine.
Yeah, but we haven't seen the kind of when they talked about, they were saying that they were going to have Apple comparative technology, weren't they, and challenge the M chips. I'm not seeing it.
No. Still needs some more
Because
work, I think.
I was to say, if you were to say what is the best mobile chipset right now in the world, it's the M series.
Yes. Yeah.
Without shadow of a doubt. And we know why. We have to go down the whole route of why Apple, but it is true. Apple have really cornered that market, and to a degree, you could argue, in the desktop space too, if we're really being honest. But AMD and Intel still provide high performance capability, which Apple really don't need to go down that road. They've got the ultra chips and that kind of stuff, but it's a different ballpark, isn't it? Really, on that side of things.
Yeah. Price is very different on
that. Oh god, yeah, absolutely. All right then. So talking of Apple then and new technology, the AirTag 2 just slipped out the back door this week, didn't it?
It did indeed. It just dropped out of nowhere. I was like, oh, okay, what's going on there? But by a good old read on this, it looks like a welcome improvement, doesn't it? You're getting that second gen ultra wideband chip, aren't you, for improved range? I think those have been in the latest phones and stuff, haven't they?
They have. That's correct.
The AirTags. So that gives you apparently 50% better distance when using precision finding. It's got better Bluetooth, 50% louder speaker. You can. This is quite nice. So you can use the precision finding with the watches now, can't you? As long as you've got a Watch Series 9 or later, or an Ultra 2 or later.
That's pretty cool. I saw that.
The whole compass thing from your watch.
The only thing I would say is you'd be hard pressed to tell the difference between them.
Yeah, I imagine they look very, very similar.
Apparently, the only difference is the font's slightly different. Apparently,
but it's the same size and everything, isn't it? Same dimensions.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's just, you beat me to. I was going to say absolutely the same price. But yes, the new capability about that with that ultra wideband is definitely the selling point here. I was thinking that I'm going on holiday later this year. I was thinking of getting some more. I might stick my hand in my pocket and buy some new AirTags.
I mean, I did. I've just got back from Canada, haven't I? And I stuck an AirTag in my snowboard bag, an AirTag in my main luggage, and then on the way back, Apple 5 Mile decided to throw a fit and say I didn't have any AirTags whatsoever. None of the 6 or 7 I've got, it went, nope, you have none. Would you like to add one? I was like, but it didn't completely die because it knew about all my devices and the people I'm connected to. Just decided that I didn't have any of those AirTags anymore. I'm like, the one time I need you, thank you for that.
Oh yeah, that's I throw them in my bags, and a couple of times I've long haul flights and seen it. It's been at the airport with us. It's been near the plane, and then when you land, you're like, where is it? It's like
when we had was it a couple of summers back? There were strikes at Heathrow about luggage, and I could see it on the plane, but 4 hours later, it still hadn't been unloaded, and I was just like, right, I'll fill in the form, send it to me. And I watched it go all the way to Scotland and all the way back down to my house.
That's right. I remember now.
That was a long trip for it, but it worked. It tracked it up there, tracked it down. I knew when it was going to arrive. So they do work. And for what, $29 is it? Or $100 for a 4-pack?
Yeah, just $100 for a 4-pack. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. It's definitely money well spent.
Though, did you see they also released a fine woven keyring holder?
I did. Yes.
Which costs more than the AirTag.
But isn't that, I thought they'd got rid of fine woven because they got
So
tech
did
woven,
I,
haven't
but
they?
apparently not. And it's going to cost you $35 to hold your $29 AirTag.
So, and it'll look like it's 100 years old within 3 minutes of taking it out of the packaging because you've scuffed it
Yes.
and it's.
I was like, I think you made a mistake there, Apple. If you'd come in
But
at 10 or 15, sure. But 35?
I just, for me, the bit that gets up my nose is a little bit is people complain about, oh well, it's not got a key ring on it. Yeah, but you start drilling holes and stuff, you start to weaken it, and also the form factor is pretty solid in my view. It just slips in anywhere. It go, people have got it on stuff,
Yep.
Bags out. Some people put their animals, so it's explicitly said by Apple, do not for tracking animals or people. And the Find My network, while Apple don't publish how many devices, aka AirTags, they've sold, they do publish how many devices are on the Find My network, and I believe somewhere it's close to 2 billion devices.
Yeah, it's a pretty big network.
And and the good thing is the whole Apple encryption system means that if you're walking past it, it piggybacks off your phone, doesn't it? Fully encrypted. Yeah. Your phone doesn't know that you've spoken to an AirTag that isn't yours. It transmits that through the network completely without the carrier phone knowing. The network doesn't know. Apple don't know, and for your device. And I think that to me is one of the most amazing things about it. Is that complete end-to-end encryption that is beyond that of every other tracking device software out there. Really, that again, Apple's view to privacy. People may disagree, but again, it's a good way to do it, isn't it?
It is indeed.
So yeah, AirTag 2 is available now. I wonder what Apple will be dropping next, but first new product of the year out the gates is the AirTag 2. Then. So talking of their chipsets, then we mentioned a few weeks back, didn't we? There was a rumor that Intel, or Apple, were talking to Intel about a partnership around chip production, and particularly whether Apple would be producing chips for, I think it was, well, at the time it was saying iPhones, but we thought it wasn't quite rumored which, but it's now suggested. Was suggested, that it was going to be the non-pro iPhone models, wasn't it? And now we're seeing that actually more rumors are coming out. And Michin Kuo is saying that it's also the M chips as well, isn't it? As early as next year, potentially.
Yeah, so this is obviously Apple getting Intel to make them, not Apple returning to x86, because that would be a showstopper.
That ship has sailed, I'm afraid.
Yes, they are saying that Intel is expected to begin producing the chips for non-pro iPhone models starting in 2028, but also maybe the lowest end M chips, maybe potentially the M7 chip for some iPads and Mac models as early as next year, 2027. But this is going to be Intel as an additional manufacturer alongside TSMC, not as a replacement.
No, and it does say low. It does say, doesn't it, here that low end, both sides. Both the rumors seem to stress that it's the base models, not the pro chips, which again adds a little bit of intrigue to it. And I can't remember if we mentioned it a week, but I think maybe we talk offline, weren't we, about the fact that Apple apparently are no longer TSMC's main customer.
Yeah, I think we're offline on that one. I think it's Nvidia now. I'm not sure by what metric they're doing, but yes, I had read that Mr. TSMC went to see Mr. Apple to break.
That's right, yeah, and had to break the news to him, wasn't it? It was I'm really sorry, Tim, but we've got a new girlfriend.
yeah, exactly, and she's getting priority.
Yeah, but we still love you, and we're still happy to take you out for dinner. Yeah, but I mean, the amount of money they must spend between TSMC and Apple, God, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm just wondering who I suspect the other customer is Nvidia.
It's got to be in there.
And it's probably not for. It's not going to be sheer volume of products, is it? It's going to be the money TSMC are making per product for Nvidia.
Of course.
Which makes them the biggest customer.
Well, if only to be a shareholder in TSMC, eh?
Yeah, or Nvidia.
Don't get me started. Do not get me started on that. Well, I might need a new one, but talking of which, I wish I was, because I could probably do with a new GPU, but we'll go down that road. Given that there is a new Forza game coming, isn't there?
There is. But before we get to that, I meant to break the news to you last night. I was just perusing Scan's website at the price of 5070 Ti's. They've gone up already, mate.
Don't! I'm not listening.
Starting is now 800, not 700.
Oh, it's ridiculous, isn't it? It's just... it slips further from my grasp.
It is. Too slow, mate, too slow.
It's not going to be too slow. It's not enough money.
But sorry, as we were saying, Horizon 6. Yeah, so look, There was an accidental slip a few weeks back, wasn't there? That Microsoft might be launching on the 19th of May. Well, Microsoft have now had their Developer Direct showcase the other day, and officially announced Horizon 6 is the 19th of May. And obviously, we're going to Japan.
Oh, we are indeed, and looking
That'll be
beautiful.
they did release some gameplay footage. It looks very nice. They've obviously got the city, which I'm presuming is Tokyo. We're going to see lots of other locations around Japan. We can see mountains, rolling hills, forests, lots of blossom everywhere, and even what looks like a road surrounded by giant ice walls. So, not sure what's going on there. But one thing I keep seeing, actually, it's being annoying me, so I'm going to say it, is all the publications seem to be saying it's going to be the biggest map in Forza history. That's
Even
not
Xbox.
what it actually says.
Well, biggest open world driving, isn't it?
Yeah, it says the biggest city in any Horizon game, not map.
No,
I think the fact they said largest city ever makes me think that maybe the map isn't the largest ever, but the city part is.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? And I think you got to be careful there. You're right, and the Xbox page for Forza itself says Horizon's biggest open world driving adventure yet. So again, there's differences here on, I guess, as you say, because the maps have had different areas. We had in the Mexico, we had different sections that were larger than before, but overall this will be the biggest. But you're right, the biggest city. So the driving experience through, which you say we're guessing is Tokyo, given the screenshots and the prominence. Yeah, but I mean, it looks great. I mean, as you say, the promo shots and video that have come out, we're seeing lots of drifting, unsurprisingly.
Of course, very Japanese.
Lots of drifting, lots of low-profile small wheels. I mean, it looks fantastic. 550 cars, and 19th of May is the launch day for it, and you can pre-order or pre-install if you've got Xbox Game Pass that's available to you now, which would be really cool. I'm looking forward to this.
And actually, if you buy the premium edition or pre-order the premium edition, you can play starting the 15th of May.
Ooh, no, I will not be. I can wait. I can wait.
I may or may not. I'm not sure.
Oh, you clearly like this. You never said about fooling his money.
That's the one. But it is interesting. So it's coming, obviously, as expected. Xbox Series XS and PC at launch. PlayStation 5 coming later in the year.
Yes, part of that deal, didn't the tie-up between Sony and Microsoft around post EA, wasn't it? Around
and they did obviously bring out a PS5 version of Horizon 5 4 or 5 months ago, I think.
Yeah,
last year at some point. Yeah. So look, I will probably be taking the day off come launch to play this one because I'm a sucker, and I say I love a Horizon game, so I'll be interested to play this.
Yeah, I think, but that point around the PS thing, though, I mean, I wouldn't be too upset if at least it's coming for PlayStation. I mean,
well, exactly, yeah.
Second half of the year is better than waiting how many years till they get Forza 5. So actually, I be grateful that it they've got to have some exclusivity for Xbox. But it is going to move forward. So very, very good, and I can't wait as well. I'm going to get pre-installed, and but I probably will not be pre-ordering as you are. On day one, I can wait.
It depends on the price. If it's like 20 quid, I might just do it.
I
might. Than that, I don't know. It's a price decision, that one.
Yeah, I might do. What we've done before, buy some of the car packs and stuff like that. That was always good fun, wasn't it?
With the premium edition, you usually not only just get the advanced, but you also get a load of car packs and stuff with it as well, usually, and a season pass with it. So depending on the cost, as I said, 20, 25 quid. Yeah, sure. More than that, I'll really have to think.
True. Very true. Very true. Well, anyway, that's coming soon and not that far away. And we will be, obviously, as more news drops of that, we'll let you know on it. So then, I think it is time for... Okay. What do we got?
Wow. We have, I suppose, a roundup of the rumours for MacBook Pro. So the rumour is obviously we're going to get a new form factor MacBook Pro or a new design later on in the year. So I think two of these three I can agree with. The third one I'm not so sure. I think you feel the same way. So they're speculating we're going to get a thinner design.
Yep.
Sure, I can see that one. Macs tend to get thinner year over year, and it's still the design from the non-Pro. It hasn't changed that much from the
not massively.
From the M1, I should say. from the old x86. The design hasn't really
Yeah,
changed.
the shape.
So,
Yeah, I was gonna say the shape. It's marginally thinner, but we've obviously just got the ports back, haven't we? But yeah,
yeah,
ultimately there isn't, and what you'd say is a real material change, is there, in that
yeah,
sense?
yeah. Apparently, we'll get the OLED displays finally, so that should be good. And here's the one I'm not entirely sure about: touch capabilities.
Yeah,
Hmm.
again, we were talking about this obviously before we came on air. I don't get it. You've got an iPad that's got touch. I mean, I, I don't want to touch my MacBook screen. I know Apple obviously have, like a lot of technologies, Apple
Hmm.
figured out touch very well, didn't they? And the iPad shows that. iPhone obviously shows that. But I don't feel I need to have that on my MacBook. And the
No,
touch bar that was originally there, I didn't really get on well with. And if you look at my iPad screen, I don't know your fingers, but I mean,
it's
I
very
don't want to be cleaning my screen all the time.
no, and I think it's just the whole ergonomics about it. Keep lifting your hand up to touch
Yeah.
the screen, unless you can bend that screen 180 degrees back on itself and use it as a kind of makeshift tablet. Then I don't think it's going to work.
Hang on, now we're into now we're into
And Apple
the
ain't
iPhone.
doing that.
No, we're into the iPhone Fold style of world now again, aren't we? On that front,
Yeah,
but I can't see. I just don't see it happening. I can't see why Apple would dilute the iPad, because I mean, don't forget they're trying to position the iPad Pros, aren't they, as kind of the stepping stone between desktop and laptop kind of computing, aren't they? There's kind of
yeah.
a midway, kind of a mid space. So why would you want to dilute the iPad MacBook story anymore by adding touch to a MacBook? So I I can't see it. I don't see Apple saying that's priority. The OLED display, yeah, we know that's been coming for some time.
Yep,
That's
yep.
definitely going to happen. And the thinner design, absolutely. And I think in my MacBook, my 14-inch MacBook excuse me, more M4. I'm about to say M5, M4. It's quite a nice device. It looks great, but when you look at the iPad Airs and see how thin they are, and then you look at the 16-inch MacBooks, and I think to myself,
Oh, she's a chunky boy.
I used to have a 15-inch one, and I shopped that in for 13-inch before the last time,
Yeah,
and I love this. I love the size of it, but I didn't love the size. You get what I'm saying?
yep, yep.
I loved having it, but I didn't love carrying it. And I
Even
see
the
people,
air, the air is very thin and lovely,
yeah, yeah,
but
and I
it's
look at
quite
people today
weighty
with them.
still.
That's the problem. There is a bulk, isn't there, to it?
Yeah, I understand that using premium materials, there is a heft to it, but there's still a heft to it.
Yeah. So I think again, if they can thin it down a bit, I'm sure modern components we can start to see some thinness happening. But if you are dictated by cooling, you are dictated by the size of certain things,
And we
and
don't need to step
ultimately,
back to the butterfly keyboard.
well, yeah, which is probably not going to happen on
But
that
they
front.
did that because they wanted it thinner.
Indeed, indeed. Well, to wrap up, then let's talk about the final review, which, let's be honest, is
Oh,
probably the most bonkers review rumor we have seen for some time, isn't it? Which is
there's a
around.
big on this one from me, I think.
So, if I said to you humane pin, then what would you say to me?
I'd laugh.
Yes. So if anybody's going, what's he on about Humane Pin? So the Humane Pin was an AI device that wasn't it last year, or the year before came out?
Ex-Apple engineers?
Basically, where you wore this small square pin, button, whatever you want to call it, badge that you wore on your thing, and
Yep.
it basically listened to everything you did, didn't it? It had camera there you could look at. It could scan documents. It basically sucked in the world around you, didn't it?
Yeah.
But the getting stuff out of it, the UI, the experience, the whole other part of it just
Yeah.
didn't work, did it really?
No, no. I mean, it had no display, so it had to describe everything to you, or trigger some automation or whatever. The AI was
Oh, didn't it? Didn't it have the
painfully
little
slow, wasn't it?
projector?
It
Didn't it
had a
have the
little
little?
projector, yes.
That's right.
You
Yeah,
held your palm out in front of it and it projected
that's right.
a low resolution image onto it, kind of thing. But yeah, most of it was a voice interaction. Um, and yeah, it got panned. It wasn't very good. It was ridiculously slow. Again, after spending all that money, there was a subscription involved because you still had to
Yeah,
pay basically for ChatGPT, didn't you?
that's right to help it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yes, so apparently Apple is reportedly developing an AI-powered wearable pin, much like the Humane one, although a similar size to an AirTag. Apparently, it's going to have multiple cameras on it, a speaker, a microphone. It is in early stages. Potential release as early as 2027. Look, Apple, please just don't do this.
I mean,
One, who's asking for this?
well, yeah. I mean, on
How
one
does this tie in with
angle,
your privacy angle?
well, as I
You
say,
know?
on one angle, Apple are very much known, aren't they, for
Yeah.
taking the existing market segment, and refining it and developing it. Like Apple didn't invent the smartphone. Apple didn't invent the tablet, all that kind of jazz. But we know that they basically own those environments now because they refined them, improved them, and made them as best they could be.
Yes.
And the chances are, as I think we said at the time, and lots of other people did, was that if Apple had made the human pin, it would work far much better because they've got access to all of this data, all of the technology, all the back end, haven't they? That was there. And now with the tie-up with Google and the proper AI capabilities, this could work. The reality is, right, do you want to be walking around with something that basically is sucking in your whole entire life? One day these things will they will exist. One day, there's guaranteed it will happen. Right now, I don't think we are ready for this or able to accept what this does at the moment. That's just my view personally.
No, and that says nothing for things like laws and all those kind of stuff. And
no, exactly.
This will be Exhibit A when you're sentenced in court for something.
Well, we're all, we've had that for a long time. But just to kind of tangent for 2 seconds with the Google glasses. Remember there was a lot of pushback on them.
The glass hole.
I've seen recently. I've seen a couple of news reports about women that have been photographed without their permission, using the Meta Ray-Bans, and that footage has been put onto YouTube, and then obviously people seeing that, so again, part of YouTube videos again with that, but so we're starting to see that again, and this is going to have that same context. The difference with this is you'll see it right in front of you. You can't really escape it, I suppose, can you? But
no,
I just it's a difficult one given the privacy aspects.
Yeah, I just don't see how this ties up with Apple's whole thing about privacy. The two don't gel.
No,
you can't have it always recording and that kind of stuff while still having the privacy, surely.
Yeah, very peculiar. Very peculiar. But who knows? This may be absolutely just a blatant rumor. Apple may be kind of exploring concepts that have come out. We don't know that. It's a bit like the Apple reported smart glasses. That's not really been developed any further, has it? In terms of real what's the word I'm looking for? Prototypes. Nothing of that sense has come out. So who knows? There's a lot that could change here on it. But Apple need to be careful here, I think, on how this is perceived and received by the public.
It might not even see the light of day. It might be one of these things that Apple working on, they just decide to shelve, like the Apple car.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but it'll time will tell, I think, on this front.
I will not be queuing up to buy one.
You sure?
I am 100% on that one.
What if I gave you day one access?
Ooh, you got me intrigued there.
Yeah. No. I'll give you. Sorry, you get day zero access. You can.
Yeah. No, definitely not for me.
No. But yeah, a bit of a strange one, Apple. All right. Well, it's probably a good place for us to wrap up for today. We'll be back next week with episode 236 with all the latest tech news stories. You can find us at techrant.online. We're also on Blue Sky Weekly Tech Rant, and of course, wherever you get your podcast, and on YouTube as well for the audio version of today. We're not quite ready for video yet. These faces are made for radio. But like I said, we'll be back next week. I've been Jay.
I've been Karl. Have a good one all.